In 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
This is D.
I'm Lynn.
We're Project Airwaves. Welcome back.
Baby metal. What the fuck is that? What? Sorry, Ticketmaster's blowing up my phone right now.
Why are you getting distracted?
There's
we just
so
started.
many things going on.
We haven't even started
Lyndon,
talking
your Honda
yet.
deserves service with your expert on Finley Honda Henderson. Sorry. I feel like I'm getting sidetracked. I have so many different things going on, and then I try to set plans, and then I can't do that because, work is life, and yeah. I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here.
You know what?
Life.
We all need a hug, a blunt, and a kiss.
I don't know if it's in
Not
that
in
order.
exactly that order.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in order. I don't want you to hug me, smoke weed, and then kiss me afterwards.
Smoke weed every day.
I'm like, no, stop it.
I'm having mixed feelings.
Go away.
We're back at it again. Lynn's tired. So am I.
I apologize.
It's okay.
These choppy, small episodes are a big portion there on me just because I don't have time because of this chaotic bullshit that is my job.
Yes.
But it will be coming.
Growing pains.
It will be coming
Because
soon.
when we first started, I didn't have time.
I feel like we had more time earlier in, and as it's got deeper into our business, which is this, it's like all the time is gone. Like I can't find out where I have time.
Quote unquote more time, but we didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
So we were just sitting there like, what do we talk about? What do we talk about? What do we talk about? Now it's like there's so much happening.
I know I know
it.
what to do, and I know what it is that we can do in order to make this grow more. And it's just I don't have the downtime to do it.
Exactly.
Like I came here as soon as I came off of work. D saw me. I'm in my work uniform doing this. I forgot my mic, so I have headphones on with a mic sticking out, which is completely different for me. But
welcome to my old
yeah,
life.
it'll still make it work.
Well, and that's the thing. And that's what I mean. This is growing pains because eventually we are going to get to a point where we have time.
Consistent recordings, consistent uploads.
Doing my gaming thing. Lynn's got gaming thing. He's going to be getting more into his like physical therapy side of things.
Yeah.
So that's going to really take off. It's just once we have the time to sit down, articulate our thoughts more carefully. We'll make sure we give you guys some beautiful content. But since we're here now, we're going to record a thing, some stuff.
All right.
So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. Lynn, how's work?
Work can... I don't know. I'm not trying to use profanity for this.
Do you want me to say it so you don't have to say it?
No. It's above me. When you use vulgar words, it's because your brain can't process smart things.
Oh.
Right? I'm throwing knowledge your way.
Wow.
Right?
That was mature.
Yes. So without word vomiting my frustrations with this piss poor of a job that I have, it sucks. It's not good right now. We got a lot of ups and downs with management and just this multi-billion-dollar company not knowing how to take care of their employees. I'm beaten up. My body's officially gotten to a point where it just can't hang anymore. I'm too tough for my own good.
Right.
I found out what's going on with my shoulder. It is not a rotator cuff tear. I fractured my collarbone, my clavicle. Didn't know that was a thing.
Right.
So I guess it had been fractured long enough to where the bone is healed, but it healed wrong, and it's been tearing into like the ligaments and tendons in my shoulder.
Isn't that what you love to hear?
It's just, I'm like, wow, so you're telling me that, they're like, oh, so by the way, your rotator cuff is great. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm like, so then what's my pain? Oh, so you've had a broken bone and it healed wrong, so it's tearing up the stuff and making it worse.
Thanks, guys.
I'm like, that's cool.
Thanks, guys.
So they're like, yeah, just try to rest it until you can figure it out. I would have liked for them to tell me that I tore something, so at least I knew how to heal it. I don't know how to heal this with my vast knowledge of medical stuff because I do know a lot of medical things.
Yes.
I don't know how to heal a fracture when fractures are meant to heal on their own.
Yes.
But then I don't know how severe my fracture is to where if it healed, if I actually need surgery in order to fix it.
And it healed wrong.
So,
what do I do with that?
I tried to, because I noticed the reason why I decided to take it to the next step and get an MRI and try to figure out what the plan was is because with my job, it's very physically demanding. I was showing D these videos of we're doing strikes, we're doing takedowns, we're grappling, we're doing a lot of ground defense and jiu-jitsu, and anytime I grapple or train with these students, I'm noticing that my neck and my trap are eating up loads of amounts. It's the equivalent of I told you to walk around on your tippy toes all the time.
Yep.
My neck is so fried by the end of it, and I'm like, why the fuck are my neck and my trap throbbing? I couldn't sleep on that side. And then I'm getting this sharp pain every time I lay on that side. I'm like, okay, something is severely wrong.
Yes.
It's not the rotator cuff. I've been training it and strengthening it for over a year now. This can't be
longer than that.
Longer than that.
Since me and you were going to the gym.
I got misdiagnosed because when I was going to physical therapy, I never really got a proper MRI. They just summed it up to, oh, you have a rotator cuff tear, so we're going to work it like this.
That's what it looked like.
Had I known it was a fracture, you do the complete opposite. You let it recover. You don't do any physical therapy at all. So I probably made it worse, which is my own fault because I'm stubborn. My body, I will run it into a fucking wall 100 miles an hour and still keep going.
Fight through pain.
Yeah.
That's what we've always known.
I have a high pain tolerance, so when I found out what it was, I tried to start babying it at work. And with, of course, how companies are, is that no matter how much blood, sweat, and tears you put into the place, the minute you tell them that you're having a hard time and you're injured and you need a lift, all I said was, hey, I'm a little injured. I just want to wear a sling or a brace so I can help this rehabilitate. Because if it is a fracture, I need it to heal.
Yeah.
The minute my main boss, my boss, she was sweet. She's like, it's okay. We'll try to figure something out.
Mm-hmm.
I called off one of these days FMLA because I have it for my shoulder and my knee. They called me the next day, which they're not allowed to do. They're not allowed to do because I'm not a salary employee. I'm hourly. So you can't call me off the clock for business stuff. You just can't.
I see what you mean. Okay.
And they signed. We have these meetings every once in a while where in the meetings they specifically said they are no longer going to call us off the clock because they're not allowed to. But they used to do it all the time. Mm-hmm. So we signed it. I get a call thinking it's just my boss, and my boss is pretty cool. She's like, she takes care of us. Calls me and tells me, hey, so just want to check in, see how you're doing because you called off today. We want to make sure that you can come in the rest of the week because I was transitioning to training with the in-service team, the defensive tactics, because, of course, we've had 3 people get fired, and they won't hire anybody. So much shit.
To fill in, yeah.
Yeah, because we
load.
We don't generate revenue, so our NSOT team has to help the in-service team to fill in the gaps.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I have my arm in a sling right now just because, my arm's hurting a little bit. My primary boss and this other... excuse my language, is thunder cunt of a manager on the other team that is making everybody quit and miserable overhears the conversation because my boss didn't have a chance to say, I have you on the phone with these other 2.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, what's going on? So I hear, hey, no, you can't come into work if you're injured. You have to show that you have a doctor's note for release. And I told him, I was like, no, I don't. Because my FMLA says I have this. They're like, but your FMLA is for a torn rotator cuff. It's not for your fractured shoulder. I had to do my research, but I'm like, you guys called me to tell me that you don't want me at work? They're like, no, we still need you here. And I was like, yeah, you do, because you guys are making us work mandatory 10-hour days to fill in the gaps. You can't afford to lose me anyways. Mm-hmm. I'm just telling you I have a sling on outside of work. There's nothing to do with here. They said, okay, we'll just come in tomorrow. I'm like, okay, I'm scheduled to come tomorrow anyways. Right. I come tomorrow, they completely changed the schedule around. They're like, you're in reports, you're not in defensive tactics, we're going to do this. And then they submitted an HR case to HR to say they wanted to send me a leave of absence. So when you go on LOA, you don't get paid for it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not going to put me on unpaid leave when I didn't do anything wrong. Most of this injury has come from being here.
Right. For work.
I can't pinpoint where I got injured, but I know it got worse with being here. Because prior to this wasn't that bad. Mm-hmm. I told my boss, I was like, this is bullshit. You guys called me off the clock, which you can't do. She tells me, well, technically, if it is a scheduling emergency, we can call you and pay you for 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. I was like, where in the fuck? Where's that in our meeting? And you're telling me now these are just made up rules? They do this a lot.
No, it's... They didn't make it up. They knew about it. They don't want you guys to
They don't want us to know about it. So they knew that there was a thing. And I answered the phone. I told her, I was like, I will never answer a phone call from you again off the clock. Mm-hmm. And she started playing the pity card, like, I'm so sorry. I understand why you're upset. It wasn't intentional.
But it doesn't mean anything.
No. So
that's the problem.
I told her, I was like, you realize that this is a fight that you guys won't win against me.
Right.
Because FMLA is a federal thing. It's nothing to do with the state. It's nothing to do with the company. Mm-hmm. So if you challenge me on FMLA, you're going to lose. And you already have enough issues because this will be an extended story for something else. They have something big going on right now when it comes to discrimination.
Oh, yeah.
Most
company doesn't nowadays.
Well, this one, it's from the primary manager, which I'll dip into that itself. Right. Yeah.
Once it's been
dealt with. It's cheese, man. It's gossip. They implemented it. My boss pulls me in and looks at it, and she tells me, she goes, so you're right. And I'm like, well, of course I'm right. What do you mean? She goes, HR said, in third person, does the employee have full range of motion? If they don't, then yes, they have to leave a medical leave. But if they say that they're fine, which of course I'm going to lie and say I'm fine. I'm not going to tell you I'm in pain.
Come on now.
Then you cannot deny him work. Yeah. But he is not allowed to come to work with a sling on, because that's what they put, that I was going to come to work with a sling on. Mm-hmm. And then I told my boss, I'm going to go to HR and file a claim against that, because you guys decided to go against my family, which you can't do. And she goes, please don't do that. We're already having enough problems here. You know, this is a mistake on their end. It was obviously because
they're hoping you were just going to be a bitch.
My primary boss goes scorched earth when she goes into panic mode. She said she was doing it to protect me, but obviously it's liability, because if I get injured there, they think it's going to come back and bite me.
I hate it when I hate it when bosses lie and
yes.
they know they're lying.
This is a fucking lie. She's like, yeah.
You know, no matter what you do, at the end of the day, you work for this company. So as much as you want to quote unquote defend me,
yeah, it wasn't a defense. They are using it as if I get injured there, I could push it on them that they knew I was injured, and then I got injured more through the company. I'm like, bitch, if I was doing that, I would have done this a year ago when I started. Well, I mean, my injury's been there since I got there.
First of all, if I put in for FMLA,
yes,
then that automatically tells you I have a pre-existing injury.
So
and
it's
you guys put me in physical harm's way day after day after day after day, and you don't think nothing's gonna come of that?
So that's why when HR threw it back in their face, I told them, I was like, you can't do this again. So if I call off, you cannot ask me why I called off.
Yes.
You can't pick at me when it comes to having stuff. If I come here with a fucking brace, exactly. So the main boss comes to me like a day or two later, puts her hand on my shoulder. She goes, you know, I did it for the good of you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, I told her bluntly in her face, I was like, stop. Yeah. I was like, I'm trying to work with you to the best of my ability. You already know that everybody hates being here. Mm-hmm. We had a team of 15. You have 12 of us now, and we're all working doubles at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying my best to work with you guys, and you're only when things are survivable. You know we're all having a hard time, and instead of supporting and boosting us, you find ways to push us back down.
Yes.
And my boss, you know, she's like a ditz. She's like, well, that's not what I want. I was like, yeah, I understand that. Doesn't matter
what you want.
It's like telling Jeffrey Dahmer to not be a serial killer. It's just in their fucking DNA. Right. It's not that they want to do it. I'm not strangling you because I want to kill you. I'm strangling you because I just want to take some pictures.
I don't want to be a slave driver, but I gotta give you your 15
He didn't even catch on to that. Did you see the Dahmer thing?
No, I refuse.
Anytime when he's about to kill somebody, he goes, I just want to take some pictures.
Oh, God.
But then it's like him strangling them, taking pictures at the same time, and he thinks that's normal.
That's
for her,
dark.
That's how she thinks. I mean, Jeffrey Dahmer was a dark person. He used to eat people. Point of the thing is I work with a lot of really good people, and it hurts me to my core to see that people that are really, really smart and good at their job are being taken advantage of because our management, which is like the bare minimum, they take the credit. They're clearing six figures doing nothing while we're doing all the heavy lifting.
They know you need the money.
And exactly, when they know that we're drowning here and we need help, rather than hiring more people to help us and boosting us by, hey, you know, here's a pizza party, here's something, it's, why the fuck are you doing this? Why are you like this? Let's do this. There's a big HR case going now because the primary manager for the new in-service thing that came in that has made everybody miserable, that's gotten 2 people fired and another one quit when we were already struggling to begin with, and then it's getting everybody else to quit and leave, including myself soon. She's been swinging her dick around because she knew that the new program, all the striking and all the grappling and stuff, it came from the company she worked for out in Ohio. So she brought it here because it's prior law enforcement. They trained us up. They could have just used us instructors to teach this program, but it looks better on paper if you have the person who is a master chief in this.
An outside trainer.
But she sucks at teaching, teaching everything else because she doesn't know Nevada laws. So on paper she looks great. In person she's trash.
Of course.
She talks a lot of shit to everybody and degrades people. We have a coworker. She's a beast. Her name is she's lesbian, she's black, she's prior military, kind of comes off like a dyke, but she's like one of the homies. She's super cool. She has your back on everything. She's really, really strong. She's really good about taking oppression and bullshit because she's always dealt with it because she's always been black, she's always been gay, she's been in the military, so it's like she's used to it. This lady purposely picks on her saying that she's ugly. She said it to her face before.
Whoa.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Whoa.
And this is with a company that is big in supporting the LGBTQ community.
Supposedly.
Yeah, she said she needs to wear a dress because she's ugly. She said she called her, what is it? There was a comment she made about offering her peanuts. And the girl, was like, no, I'm not going to do I don't want anything. She goes, why? Because they're not fried? Wow. Yeah. That same week, came downstairs. We had a bunch of, black female dogs, black female males, all training in there. Manager comes in because this is a tall, white blonde. She comes in. She goes, does this smell like fried chicken in here to you? Yes. So this was a consistency. And then finally at the end, it became too much because she made a comment to my associate calling her a dumb black girl. Saying, you're not, I guess you're not a dumb black girl. Trying to be joking. And she lost her shit. No. She goes, I fucking told you to stop being racist. It's not okay. They brought it up with HR. Let me even, this is what makes it worse.
All the way.
They brought this shit up to HR, right? It had been brought up to HR that this person is trash. They're a horrible fucking person. They're racist. They're taking advantage of the company. They're doing whatever. They're making everybody fucking miserable. HR is like, okay, sure. Prior to when one of our other coworkers got fired for going against the same person, she just got cut anyways. All these HR things got thrown to shit.
Yeah.
This employee now filed the HR or ER, employee relations, says, hey, we have to have video calls with you guys to kind of get your story on it.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect, fine. First person goes,
Mm-hmm.
and then when she goes, one of my coworkers, she goes, pulls me aside afterwards. She goes, I need to warn you about something.
There's a setup.
Fucking setup.
There's a setup. Mm-hmm.
ER sits with you on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and our shift manager is sitting right next to you
Boom.
during this one. The one that is trying to save
Right.
this lady
So if you
because
say anything against her,
Exactly.
she'll just come in and edit it.
yes.
And boom,
And
it
that
disappears.
I've never seen that.
Yes.
I've never seen a manager sit in on an employee relations case that has nothing to do with that person.
Yes.
It's like if I'm talking shit about you or talking shit about Jen, and then Jen's
Yes.
sitting next to you while having a conversation
Yes,
the entire time.
because she has tenure.
I was so blown
That's
away.
really it,
I
yeah.
even look at my boss, which is the senior manager, and I asked her, I was like, you know this is wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, we need to try and save face with this because, yes, this is a sad situation and this is wrong
Yes.
because my boss she's gay. She's lesbian as well, but she said, I don't agree with what's going on, but I want to make sure this stays in-house because if outside sources find out that we have a training manager that's doing this, it will shut the whole academy down.
Yes, but how is that my fault?
It's not.
Y'all
Remotely.
knew she was there.
Yeah, from what I've been told, because the senior manager, if this assistant manager gets caught up, long story short, if she gets caught up and they fire her, it makes it look like the senior manager failed because she hired her
Yes.
to build this program.
Yes.
And the property leadership will see this and they'll just fucking attack.
Yes.
And they'll rip this whole academy apart and bring it back to the property. So that's why they've been wanting
I
from the
mean,
beginning.
but here's the thing. Now you're kind of playing
It's devil's
who's
advocate.
the less shittier person.
Yeah, it's devil's advocate.
Because it's like we're sinking.
Yeah.
Which boat do I want to be on? This one's not sinking as fast, but at the same time, if it gets another hole, it's going to go down. That one's sinking faster, but at the same time, it seems like help is on the way for them, and not so much for us. So let me jump over there, but I don't want to drown.
Dude,
it's not going to work.
It sucks. We're all trying to patch up these holes, and then you have these special people on the boat. They're like, no, we want to sink, but we don't want to drown.
Yes.
So they'll start ripping out the patches that we're fixing.
Yes.
We as a team,
They'll sabotage you.
will fix things, and then they will come in and just destroy it. And
Yes.
everybody's just tapped out. The girl that was like, she's like the admin for everything, even though she's just an academy instructor like me, but I'm more DT special. She's more admin based. She's like, I'm out. She's like,
Yes.
I will quit in May and just not show up anymore.
Yes.
She leaves. That is a pillar for this academy that
Yes.
will go to shit. This
Yes.
giant multi-billion-dollar corporation that invests money into this academy it's
We're disposable to them, and that's why I quit my last job. I couldn't I couldn't dumb down my brain to the level to understand why management was making illogical decisions. It's like you're making stuff harder on your workers, knowing full well your workers are already ready to quit. We're already ready to leave. You guys go, oh, you guys, they tell us, they hype us up. Oh, you're so important. You're so useful. X amount of years. We've never had anybody like you, this, and that. But then when it comes time for you to treat me right, all of a sudden it's, oh, wait, hold on, slow down. Well, you can improve here and you can improve there.
They're always going to
and this
find...
is that. Why though?
There's a video that I found on YouTube. It's regarding when people try to ask for promotions when they're trying to make more money, they get this mindset of coming in and start labeling why they deserve the money. It's like, I do this amount of work, I've been promoted this many times, I deserve a promotion. You
Yes.
deserve to give me money. But that's what sets you up for failures. Once you start demanding shit like a child,
Yes.
corporate businesses and upper management go,
Yes.
well, no, unless you want to promote to be in a new position,
Yes.
you can't get a pay raise. It's very rare you get jobs that will pay you more money that isn't part of cost of living.
Well, and that's what I shot myself in the foot because I did feel entitled, but that's because just like with you, I busted my ass for 7.5, 8 years.
Right.
And so after being falsely promised promotion after promotion after promotion, after a while I started asking questions and then I started becoming outspoken. And at that point, I was so over it. I didn't really care. At that point, I was like, fire me, I'll get unemployment.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't just sit there and listen to them literally say something that I know is a lie and just be like, yes, thank you. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
And
no, I can't do it.
And
dude.
I've gotten to the point, I talk to people about this now, like close family and friends, about like this company is just garbage. It's because, and I keep being reminded, it's because it's owned by investors.
Yes.
They're never going to invest money in the employees to be better because it doesn't make them money.
Right.
They think if they invest on the outside things, the shows, the
Yes.
venues, the concerts, building up the business,
Yes.
it'll thrive regardless if they hire trash. Because a lot of the people that are coming through this academy
are trash.
I'm telling you, there's people, and some of them are nice, but like you'll get someone that'll have like a throat tattoo with like a nose piercing and half their head shaved, and they'll hire them for security.
And you know for damn sure they can't do the job.
When I first started, you couldn't even have facial hair.
Yes.
You had to have tattoos covered. I had to take my gauges out. Now they have people completely.
You can come in however you want.
They don't care. They'd be flipping. What were we working on for? I was flipping burgers at McDonald's 2 weeks ago,
yes.
and now you're a security officer.
Because we're disposable.
It's gotten to the point now they just need bodies,
yes.
and like you said, I've gotten so out of it where I don't care anymore. Where when we start teaching defensive tactics, I purposely add in implemented techniques.
Yes.
When we're doing the ground defense, they're like, "Oh, we want you to teach them close guard." I'm like, "Close guard is when you're in a fight and someone's getting ready to smash you, and they're about to sit on you, and you wrap your legs around them to hold them there so you can defend yourself." But they're like, "Oh, just hold them there and radio for backup." I'm like,
"How you do that?"
I said, they're on top of you, punching you in the face. That's why I said, I was like, look, yeah. So I said, okay, well, I've been doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for over several years now. I've been doing it for a long time. My kid grapples. I'm around a lot of people that do this. I know techniques that you can teach 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds that will get them out. And one of them is called a scissor sweep. Super simple. If they're on top of you, you can, because they're swinging at you. You're catching a wrist. You're trapping an arm. Whatever. If I trap an arm and put my hand on their shoulder and frame my elbow up, it hits them in the neck. Right. I open up my guard, turn my hips to the side, and I kick my feet like a pair of scissors.
Oh my!
You will flip them over. So where they're on top of you, all of a sudden they flip over, they hit the ground, and you roll over on top of them, and their arm is stuck underneath, and you have them in an arm lock. It looks like magic when you do it. When you do it and you teach it to new people, they're like, "What the fuck was that?" Because you feel like you're the dominant one,
right?
And then when somebody sweeps you like that, they're like, "What happened?"
Now they're confused.
So I pitched this to my management team. They're like, "Oh, well, that sounds super advanced." I was like, "Look, I show it to kids all the time. My 11-year-old can do it. I guarantee you, I can do it." So I said, "Fuck it." Managers never come in there anyways. I started showing officers, and like fucking clockwork, within 2 times of doing it, we would like close guard, go. They would close the person. Scissor sweep, go. Boom, flips. Boom, flips. Bridge control. Someone would sit on them. They'd flip them.
That's the problem. You're making it better.
I made it better, and I had it to where I showed when my boss came through, and she's like, "What are you guys doing?" I was like, "The ground defense." And she's like, "Oh yeah, I don't agree with the whole them holding." And I was like, "Yeah, but look what I implemented in. I got 4 people lined up. I said, do a close guard, flip them. The person that's attacking you when you do this sweep gets thrown over, and all of a sudden they're now have someone sitting on top of them.
Right.
So it turns into something called It turns something called a bridge escape, meaning that you have to bump them, trap an arm, and flip over to land back in their closed guard. Wow. So each move mimics itself. Wow. So I showed him, I was like, if I can get this person to rep this 10 times, they could do it 1 time. And she goes, well, let me see. So these new officers barely learned it that morning. All of them did it 10 times. And then I would have them lay on the ground, close their eyes. And I said, someone's going to mount you. They're either going to mount you or they're going to get in your guard. And they're going to fight with you. I want you to flip them. And they go, okay. So they get there. We go beep with a buzzard. And they go in there and go to get mounted. And all of a sudden, poof, fucking scissor sweeps them, drops them down, gets them out, puts them in restraints. And look, and they go, was that right? And my boss just looks at me. She goes, what the fuck was that? And I was like, this is what I was showing them.
I made it better.
It's not that fucking difficult, but they want to undermine and give officers the bare minimum, say they're giving them training.
Yes.
It's garbage.
Because legality. That's all it is.
It is. It's
working
all
private sector.
It's all legality.
They make up their own fucking rules.
Yes.
And literally it's like playing Monopoly, and the person who's running the bank is greedy and they never want to actually like play by the rules, so they just make up new rules. Oh, you can't get $200 the first time you pass go. Your first trip around, you can't buy any houses, but I can.
It's weird though, because so with this new program, about a month ago, it was our second class for the new program where we're teaching strikes, right? And prior to, security couldn't punch. Yes, that was just forbidden. It's never been a thing. It's never been a thing. It's always been grappling. Now all these properties can. You can do front. And I showed you the drills: front punches, knees, elbows, edge fists, all this stuff. So it's funny because this officer from Park. I heard it from one of my other instructors and saw the video. This officer from Park, they got a noise complaint that there was a 408, a drunk, intoxicated person breaking glass in the towers, like in where the elevator cores were. So they're waiting for this guy to come down the stairs. Dispatcher's like, he's coming down the stairs, just kind of like post up here. So he comes down the stairs, and the main camera in the lobby picks where these officers are. They're going to make contact with him. There's 2 of them. And this guy pulls his shirt off and gets ready to start squaring up with the officer and backs himself into a corner.
Oh, shit.
So he haymakers. And this officer that I had just trained maybe a week or 2 prior, he was already training in boxing. So he knew how to fight prior to.
Yeah.
This was just, what we taught him was bread and butter stuff.
Yeah.
So the guy swings, and this officer gives him 2 pieces and a biscuit. Whole combo. He ducks underneath, hits him in the face, hits him in the body, and drops him. The guy starts to fall. He picks him back up, knees him in the stomach, throws him on the ground, puts him in restraints. And I look at the video. I look at the video that my other instructor showed me from Park, and he goes, "Bro, look at this shit." And I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Did he get fired?" He goes, "No, he was back the next day."
Yes.
Legal just said, guest swung first.
Yes.
So these things are being used and implemented in technique.
Yes.
So if striking is fine, then why can't I teach them sweeps and submission from the ground? You're telling me they can punch somebody in the face that's getting crippled down, pick them up, knee them, throw them back down, but then if they're under attack, they can't be taught an arm bar or a triangle choke?
Yes, because it's technicalities and it's over excessive use of force.
I'm under attack.
And I'm so sick of hearing that, like on little shit. Like I said, I've told you, I showed you how to put people in a chokehold back in the day when I first started doing security. Yeah. They're like, that's illegal. You're going to kill somebody. You're going to kill somebody. Yes, but does it help me restrain the person that's fucking attacking an innocent civilian, attacking me?
I'm not going.
Guess what, bro? At the end of the day, life and death.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill you.
You're not going in there like, and I tell these students all the time. I was like, when we say these moves, you get other like people of prior security or prior military. They're like, we're really allowed to do this? And I go, think about it like this: you're using this as a tool in your arsenal because it's defensive tactics.
Yes.
It's not a guest comes up to you, asks you where the restroom is, and then you flying knee them in the fucking sternum and tell them restroom's closed, bitch, and hit him with the fucking elbow. Like, no, they're defensive techniques. You have to justify why you did it.
Yes.
This officer did this because he got swung.
Right.
Because this guy showed threatening demeanor of, I'm breaking shit, I'm taking my shirt off, and I'm swinging my fist. How else do you tell someone I'm going to punch him in the face? So
that's a threatening demeanor. And most people go into a fight or flight mode. Yeah. You can train all day long. There are some people who are just going to panic. And that's the problem. When you panic and you don't think your way through the situation, that's when you fail. For us, because we're used to just being on 10,
right,
going from 0 to 100 doesn't bother us. We're just like, oh, okay, it's a normal day.
I'm used to it, and I've gotten to the point now.
Other people freak the fuck out.
It's the reason why with this academy now, because it's gotten so aggressive. Not that I'm not against the aggressiveness. I do like implementing and giving these officers the ability to defend themselves in a better manner. And like they're going through it, and you can see it's like empowering. They're like, oh fuck, they never knew how to throw a punch before. It's great to have as tools and arsenals. It's just,
you want to help the individual. You're not helping the company.
No, I want to help the individual because I like that they go to work and they feel better and they feel more confident.
Yes.
I don't like helping the company when I know the company's using these people for these fights.
Yes, well, and you're teaching these people life fucking skills. Yeah. This is shit. We're not just, it's not like, oh, you can only use this technique while you're at work. This is shit you can take out into your day-to-day. So, yes, if somebody runs up on you, like most times they'll come at you from the side or behind.
Right.
You have... You're instantaneous going to go into, okay, muscle memory.
Yeah.
What do? I do this, pull him over, put this.
And that's where it comes into play, where it's like if we're trained to be able to do that, you know, you fight how you train. You train how you fight. I explain to them because normally on the weeks that there isn't DTs, which is pretty frequent, like I said, if I'm not doing the new officer training, I'm training legacy officers. They'll put me in either CPR classes, which is fine because I'm
still being physical.
I'm EMR and EMT certified, so I can do all the medical stuff, the tourniquets, gauze, compressions, AED, all that stuff. There's a class, VDI, verbal defensive influence, or verbal judo. It comes into play because a lot of people don't know how to mentally. You don't have to de-escalate the situation because you already know a fight's coming. It's what words can I use to prep myself for the incident? If I'm talking to this person, letting them know something's about to happen, I would rather, if me and you are about to fight and I turn around, you punch me in the face, I'm caught off guard.
Yes.
If you come to me and I start telling you, hey, I'm not trying to fight with you. This is how it's going to go. I'm letting my brain know a fight is coming.
Shit's going
down. It gives you time to control your adrenaline.
Yes. Because
people come in and think, oh, I'm just ready to fight. I'm like, you're not.
No.
Because if I walk behind you, trip you, and get on top of you and put my fist in your face and say, what do you... There's memes, too, like, oh, what do you do if I break in your house and steal all your shit? And there would be, like, a guy looks and he goes, gets a gun out of the thing and points it at the guy. It's just like there's cuts for that where not people are not accustomed to violence when it immediately happens.
Yes. You have to deal with that overdrive, that fight or flight mentality.
Right. And
so, you know, that's just a real quick catch up on what's been going on with Lynn at work. So, if you're tuning into this on Patreon, we're going to jump into the next part. But if you're watching this on YouTube, you're going to have to wait for part 2. Please check out all of our social media, like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. And we will catch you in the next episode. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. We're back for round 2.
Round 2.
Numero dos.
Fight.
So now you heard about Lynn's situation with his wonderful, amazing job that he's so happy to work at. Just so happy. Now, see, that just reminded me. Have you seen those? I don't know if they're TikToks or whatever, but they're like funny little videos where it's like 2 dudes will be together and one dude will like bend down to like do something and the other guy whispering, he'll go, "Daddy." And the guy's like, "What the fuck?" Yeah. He's like, "Oh, sorry, man. I didn't." He'll do it and he goes, "Daddy." He goes, "Man, you gotta stop fucking doing that." Dude, when you did that.
Have I shown you that video of the guy where this dad's freaking the fuck out? This guy's freaking out and he's telling him like his kid's trying to rent out his house and this guy pops up and says, "Daddy, chill."
Oh, no.
I've never showed you that.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
I'm going to play this. Go ahead and talk, but I'm going to show it to you because it's super
so
quick.
We're going to go ahead and lighten some notes here. We're going to, we started low, but we're going to go ahead and rise up into the clouds and have a good time.
I'll play I'll play it right now. I mean, you're going to hear it in the background anyways, but...
Whoa!
What the hell?
He said, wait, Daddy, chill. He's like, what the hell is he?
What the fuck did you just say to me?
Yeah. So that's what that makes you think of.
Okay.
That was funny.
So,
Daddy, chill.
I've been trying to do things to keep myself busy while we're waiting for our business to get the green light, and so. I have, as Lynn can see, picked up building Gundam models because I'm a nerd. So I like to do things with my hand. I'm a kinesthetic and auditory learner. I think it's kinesthetic, where you like to use your hands and you like to hear things. So it's like building models for me is kind of like ASMR because you have to like click them off the little runners.
It puts your brain into like it gives you something to mentally focus on. I feel like we all have some sort of we have to deal with a lot of bullshit just existing on this planet, and it's the consistency. Like me and Dee were trying to think of topics to talk about. I looked at my schedule, and I normally will make little notes as I go throughout the week to figure out, because we normally do an episode probably once a week if we're lucky. Hopefully coming soon, it'll be 3 times a week coming through. But when I go through the week, because work eats up so much of my time, I think about it, and it doesn't really kick in until I get here.
Yes.
Then to be like, all right, let's talk about whatever's been going on and stuff like that. What happened with the last week or two. And I sit there and I'm like, fuck, dude, everything is just work. Yes. I go to work, I come home, I go to sleep. Like, rinse, wash, and repeat. And it's like I want to find time to like – I actually generally take time and enjoy video games now. Yes. And I apologize 100 times over.
It's okay.
I wanted to play Wild Heart.
Left me, bro.
I completely zoned off.
Y'all.
I know.
I bought
I'm so
a
sorry.
whole ass PlayStation
I'm so
5.
sorry. You did it at the worst time because right afterwards, I have 2 of my favorite games on this planet that I played when I was a kid, and that was Resident Evil 4 for the GameCube.
The remake just came out.
For the GameCube and for the PlayStation 2. And that was the last time I ever saw that. And they just made the remake, and it came out the day after my birthday. And 2 days before that, D's like, hey, let's get this game. I was like, fuck yeah, I'll play it for a couple days. And then RE4 came out. I was like, I can't touch this, because if I touch this, I won't stop. I'm telling you, I binged it.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
I binged it. That and Dead Space, because they did a remake for that. I binged those games, and it puts me in that perspective when I'm talking to people. I'm like, I feel better because when I'm in that atmosphere, nothing else really matters.
You get to zone out.
Yes, but
disconnect.
It was the same thing with going to the gym, because I enjoyed strength training. I enjoy doing jiu-jitsu. And it's like, because of my injury right now, I had to stop 2 of the things that takes up a good 60% of my life. Not 60-40, I guess, because 60 would be work. The other 40 would be the gym and jiu-jitsu. So it's like having to stop those, I got to the point where it's like, I don't have time for anything. I was like, oh, wait, no, I have time now. And then work just does a 180. We need you working 10-hour days.
It's like they knew.
Yes, they knew. Like, oh, we know you have an injury. Let's give you extra overtime.
Smell like freedom.
Yes. Let's sprinkle a little overtime on top of that.
How do we get rid of this smell? Yes. Why don't you come to work?
You're only going to do defensive tactics.
How about this, How about you become our slave?
Yes. It just went into overdrive, and I was like, dude, we need I need like an actual.
Talking to your mic.
Sorry, I need like an actual something to look forward
Tilt it
to.
up. Tilt.
I'm
No,
trying.
grab it at the base. Oh, this is sounding weird. No, not.
He said grab it at the base and tilt it up.
No, grab.
This is my first
I'm
time.
reaching over.
Huh.
I'm reaching.
He's helping me hold it. Hold it.
No, don't hold it.
Oh, right.
You're holding it. Okay, that's
Ring,
better.
ring, progresso.
Much better.
Much better.
But yes, no, it's a slave mentality where you revolve your life around work, and it should be the opposite. Now, of course, we all know we can't escape this matrix, but there's little things we can do to take us out of it. I am 420 friendly. Woo! My head is always in a cloud of something.
Yeah, that's in 2 days.
Oh shit, it
I
is.
didn't realize that,
I
yeah.
didn't even pay attention.
I don't count for you. You smoke all the time.
Yeah, I do. Smoke weed every day. So with Lynn, I'm seeing where I was before we tried to start this business. So it's like I'm trying to keep him going so that we can get this business started, and then he can get his own thing going to where he can quit his job.
I can't
and
fucking wait.
Live a better life.
I can't wait. I don't even care if I make any extra money. As long as I break even and I'm happy, I'm
Right.
fine, because it sucks having to run all my energy and time to this shit and nothing is coming from it.
It's like a bad girlfriend.
Yeah, it's like I can't get any better than I am. I've maxed out my skill. It's like playing the same video game. You know all the levels, you know all the entries. You've maxed out all your skills,
Yep.
and there's no DLC.
Nope.
I'm playing a game thinking that I'm waiting for a DLC, and I'm just repeatedly doing the same thing.
Yes.
And like, this is boring.
You're
I don't
like,
wanna
I'm
do
good
this.
now.
Yes.
Something new. And they're
I
like,
don't
no.
want to do anything. I'm waiting for the DLC, and they're like, oh, it's coming. The DLC is
Right.
almost there. It's never gonna come.
So something else I started doing, because I build these models, but I have to still kind of step back. I have to pump the brakes because they're not cheap. They're like $50-$60 a pop.
Yeah.
I can't just go spending money willy-nilly. So what I started doing was once a week, not the healthiest thing, but I don't really give a shit at this point. I go to the bar.
It's not bad.
It's not.
It's the equivalent when I was talking to the girl about this because she has a friend that she was mentioned to. I won't obviously put names. Not that this person listens anyways, but she made a good point. Is that there's people that use alcohol or going out as a crutch because they're going through shit. So rather than dealing with the shit that they're currently in, they drink consistently in order to suppress that.
their
And I've been around with this person before that drinks, and it's true. It's like it was a baby shower like a couple of weeks or almost a month ago that I'd gone to, and we're all kind of just like sipping beers here and there, and then she comes out with 1800, which is tequila, and just slamming doubles back to back,
turn up.
getting everybody to take these shots, and then she left. And I'm like, how the fuck do you come in, slam drinks, and then leave? You're not there to do anything, and that's just how these people function.
Yes.
Going and having I look forward to Fridays. When I have the movie night with the girls, or I'm out doing something, or I'm training, is I know I'm gonna drink that night.
Yes.
And I'm not gonna drink stupid fucking heavy.
Right.
I'll have whiskey, I'll have a bourbon, or I'll have my favorite beer, and it feels good because I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Right. It's just
cool.
It's me, and that's what I did. I went to me and Lynn have this bar up in
Wallapai?
Summerlin.
Yeah, Wallapai and Flamingo.
PTs. And
It's a
we go
special
there.
PTs because
It is.
you don't know it's there, and
Yes.
it's in a nice part of town, and when you go there, you have plenty of room to do whatever you
hella
want.
quiet. It's
Yeah.
hella small, and that's what I like. I like a small setting.
It's pretty decent size because
No,
it has
it's a regular bar.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've seen the other PTs, like the one on Charleston and Decatur. Super fucking big, and it's got a Roberto's.
Oh, right.
This one, it's nothing fancy. It's just a bar. But it's nice and quaint because, I go in during the weekday. I had 2 shots of Jack and 2 Angry Orchards. So I had a decent buzz. I just went up. Oh, bro, you're going to be so disappointed. They changed the pool table.
Oh no, I know this because I was just about to ask you, but you already answered my question. Wow, which one was I at? I had gone. I can't remember who I was with. I had gone and saw that you have to start putting in currency now.
Yeah.
You can't just go ask and then they give you pay
Right.
$5 and then you're done.
So you have to put in the dollar bill.
Yeah.
I think it takes card or something. It's hokey. It was cool. It's whatever. I threw in a $5 that gives you 3 games.
Yeah.
So I played 1 game off a dollar bill, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be here a minute. Threw in a $5, played some pickup games by myself, and it was just me just shooting pool. What I liked about it was at the time, and Lynn's going to give you more details on this second part. When I went there, I think it was last Thursday, the Knights game was playing. So everybody was there for the night's game. I was just shooting pool.
I was there, and we were on the Megatron.
You were?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see. I
couldn't
sorry.
even take a picture of it. I wish we could rewind it, but we were on the Megatron.
I'm sorry, I didn't care.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So the game's on, and I'm just playing pool, and the waitress, she comes by and she checks on me, and it was funny because I wasn't fishing for compliments or anything, but she's like, "Are you pro?" And I'm like, "No." She's like, "Every time I walk by, I see you make a shot," and I'm like, "Oh, you just have really good timing. Like I'm not that great." But it was weird how friendly she was off top. There was no weird, "Oh, I'm just gonna stare him down and see what happens," and yada da da da. She, of course, she's a bartender, but she kept coming back over and kept coming to talk to me and asking. Bro, we were talking about Fooly Cooley. We were talking about anime.
Yeah.
She was like, "What's your name?" And I was like, "Oh, it's Darius." And she's like, "Oh, that's the name of a Gorgon from Zelda." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And she's telling me about Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time.
See, and
she's asking me about Breath of the Wild.
You don't meet these kind of people until you put yourself in situations like that. It's an uncomfortable thing because a lot of people aren't accustomed to going out and doing things by themselves.
Yes.
And when you put yourself around certain people that are willing to communicate and you have good verbal skills,
right,
you can kind of shoot the shit with anybody. I was going to show you. It's like these Golden Knights things I've never been to before. It's like a fucking concert. They had a giant skull or the horn in the beginning, and oh my gosh, dude, they got music playing in the background.
I heard them playing some ratchet ass song during halftime. I was like, wait, what?
This music was it's the intro or the intermediate music. They have the dubstep in the background for John Wick.
Oh, is that what it's for?
Yeah, which have you? Oh no, because
no, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh my god, it's
leave me alone.
Good.
I'm starting
it's
a business.
So good.
Okay,
that
I'll
movie,
get there.
Sorry, go ahead and finish.
No, because everybody's losing their shit over it. So no, I've heard.
Phenomenal.
I will. I promise you, I will see it.
You already saw the other three?
No.
What?
I saw the first one.
Oh Jesus, never mind.
I didn't think there was gonna be
like
more.
Asking if you're gonna watch Lord of the Rings. Well, I read the book.
No, fuck that. If you get a chance, you watch all of the Lord of the Rings movies. I don't know about the Hobbit.
Stop it. The Hobbit was good too.
No, I'm good with dildo saggins.
Oh God,
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm not. But it was nice to. Because I've been telling them, like, I'm tired of doing things by myself. But at the same time, this was a much-needed break from my home life. Mm-hmm. A much-needed break from just, like, life in general. Because, yes, even though I'm not working, it's not like I just get to sit around and bullshit all day and shoot shit and mooch off of my girl's cash. We're still working. We're still having to do stuff. Mm-hmm. Just this morning, we went to some type of small business gathering at the... It's not called the World Trade Center. The World Market Center.
The World Market Center, yeah. Off of, like, near the outlets.
We pull in. It's weird. We go in there. It's this tiny, like, anybody knows about the World Market Center. It's this huge fucking building.
It's massive, yeah.
They're on the first floor. Mm-hmm. They're, like, in a pocket. Mm-hmm. And we're, like, walking in a circle. It's like being at a fucking swap meet. Mm. And they got food trucks outside. And I was like, oh, okay. And it's like, normally, I wouldn't go to something like that.
Yeah.
But because we have a small business, a startup business, now these things pique my interest. Now it's like, okay, we got to go get information. We got to hand out business cards. I'm trying to think of ways to promote the business once we do get popping.
It's good networking in order to have that. And it's like, it's always been me doing the social gathering networking stuff. Like, I'm accustomed. I'm an adventurer when it comes to doing these things. Like, just 2-3 weeks ago, I'd gone to a beer festival downtown, where, you pay $50. They give you a wristband. You can drink as much as you want. All different types of beers. Oh, it was so much fun. They do it every year. This is the second time I went. I went with my buddy that I worked with. Like, I had a pretty good buzz. They have a karaoke there, like drunk karaoke. So I sung Incubus. I sung Drive.
Why?
Oh my God! Why? If I get the video, because he needs to send it to me, and I haven't gotten it, but it was so much fun. It is so much fun. But with venues like that, you socialize with people because everybody's there to have a good time.
Yeah.
So we're standing in line, and everybody's waiting in line to get drinks because they give you a little goblet, and you can just get whatever beer you want. For every brand imaginable. There was over like 100 different brands there.
I believe it.
They had different flavors of Angry Orchard. They had what is that called? Vikings would drink mead. They had a mead beer. Oh, dude, it was like honey. It tasted so good. I had a ice cream. What is it? I had a vanilla ice cream beer, and it tasted like a dessert. It was a sour beer. Oh my God.
Really?
It was so fucking good.
Really?
But you sit there and you're shooting the shit. Like, by the end of it, I had conversations with like over 30-40 people.
Right.
So you can talk about stuff like that, and these social gatherings are important to go to because you meet and mingle with people and have interactions with people, and it helps you develop your social skills.
Yes, and that's what I was going to go into. It's like it reaffirmed who I was, because like we talked about with COVID and everything, you kind of all human interaction just kind of ceased. So it's like I know who I am as a person, but unless I'm interacting with other people, reflecting off of them, they're listening to what I say and it makes sense and I'm making points and things like that, and you're confirming, okay, yes, I'm still intelligent. Yes, I can still talk to people. Yes, I'm still articulate. Okay, cool. It was nice to be able to mingle with a perfect stranger that had no expectations of me.
No.
They didn't know who I was. There was no, I remember when.
You can change your
I was a blank
entire
slate to her.
identity to somebody that knows nothing about you. You could lie. I could go in and say I'm an FBI agent.
Right.
And it's just, I could never see this person again. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, fuck it.
That's anytime I've gotten better with this academy, as much as it irritates the fuck out of me to be there right now, I've learned, because my job in itself is I'm an academy instructor.
Yes.
Defensive tactics is a big part of it, but we have the essential class, the report writing class, where I have to teach 30 people, grown-ass adults that I don't know, and I have to shoot the shit with them. So I've learned ways to make jokes and to try and catch people's attention, to throw scenarios out there, and it's gotten me better with my verbal skills because of that. And it's a good thing, because prior to that, I would be very closed off.
Yes. Yeah, and like I've said in past episodes, I'm an introvert. I don't like meeting new people, and I don't like meeting strangers that like I'm forced to interact with. With this, I wasn't forced. It was, I'm just shooting pool, having a few drinks. Like I said, she's a bartender, so of course she's gonna check on me. But the fact that she kept coming back, and we had actual conversation.
Dude, it's so much fun.
To the point where one of the dudes he's a regular, he came over, he's like, can I hop in on a game with you?
See, I enjoy that fully. Like, it was a little after my birthday, my buddy Chris, like my other close friend, he took me to, it's called Double Helix. It was over in Town Square, and it's a whiskey bar. And they have a little fire pit that's made out of glass that rotates out, so you can get old fashions. The old fashions are cheap; they're like $8, but they're strong. And everybody's just around the area, and it's me and him, but there's other people, and everybody's mingling. We're just talking, having a drink, and having a good time. And you notice with alcohol, words flow better, and you're more comfortable and stuff. And it's like, I miss that, because back from where I'm from, back home in Ohio, you can't do that here because you can't have bonfires in your backyard. But there, it's like everybody gets off work at a certain time, and it's Miller time. Everybody's getting off of work. Whose house are we going to have a bonfire? We're gonna have a bonfire, sit around like the old days, like how we used to when we were kids. Now it's okay. I have to go to a bar to do this, but at least I have a spot that I can go to. And those are really few and far to come from. So if you have that, enjoy it.
And that's all I'm trying to do.
I haven't been there in fucking forever.
It's been almost a year since me and you have been there. No, almost, because the last time I remember us going was Notch's birthday. That's the last time I remember us going together.
Did we go to PT's? Was it that same night?
We played pool. I remember, That's what I remember.
You're probably right, because I honestly can't put any time back that we've been there, because I'd moved. So once I moved in September,
we definitely never.
I've never been over there since. So it's coming up on a year.
And the girl I was talking to, she's like, "Oh, do you live nearby?" And I was like, "No, I'm like 30 minute drive from here." She's like, "Oh," I was like, I like the drive. I like that time that I have to travel.
The 95 to the 215?
No, I go straight surface streets.
Really?
Yes. I love it, especially on a weekday at night in Summerlin. It's nice. Dead.
Yeah, it's dead. It's gorgeous. But I like taking the 95 on Summerlin, because that's what they light up the palm trees.
I've been drinking.
Oh.
There was alcohol in my system. Now I wasn't drunk.
Boo.
Do not drink and drive. Boo.
Someone asked me, like, "Oh, did you drink and drive?" I was like, "No, I drove and I was drinking." Like, don't text and drive. I'm not. I'm driving while I'm texting.
Hello, different. So, but that's also why I like it, because obviously I'm not going to drive quote unquote drunk. I never drink to get drunk anyway. But while I have that nice little buzz, I'm going down the surface streets. I got my music, windows down. I can just chill. And it's not like I said.
Speaking of driving, I'm going to hit something.
It's not like I come from a stressful environment. It's not like, oh, I hate being at home and I got to drink my stress away. I have a great home life, and then it's like, this is my me time. And before, our me time used to be going to the gym. Well, I made up my own little personal gym in my garage. I got a little treadmill and a workout bench with some dumbbells. It's what I need.
I miss working out so bad. It's killing me. It sucks, because it's like I with my job, obviously it is physically demanding, but it's not the equivalent of, like, I'm training with officers that are like you get people, and this is it's always been like this, and everybody always jokes, because the equivalent of saying, you want to catch smoke, like, are you ready to throw hands, kind of thing. You get a lot of officers that are grown as adults that are bigger than me, and they look like they're, they try to be intimidating, like, oh, I come from the streets and blah blah blah. And I always say the same thing. I was like, if you're ready to catch smoke, these mats are here. We're not going to throw punches, but I'll grapple with anybody. And every single time, like fucking clockwork, I end up sweeping somebody on the ground, smashing them, making them fucking miserable, where they panic, and then I submit them, and they're like, oh, I can see why, and then, it humbles them really quickly.
Yes.
I enjoy that because it's easy work for me, but I'm so badly injured that when I do it, I'm hurting for a couple days.
Yes.
Now, to humble myself, I would do jiu-jitsu and grapple with guys that know how to fight back. That would make me better, and I like physically improving myself to know that any situation I go into, no matter what's going to happen, I know I'm going to come out on top.
Yes.
And being like this, it's like, I have students already. We did our first drill today, and I showed you the caution tape drill where the students are just hitting bags and going up and down ropes like boxers. Tomorrow will be arm bars and stuff, and they'll do that circle of death where they're in the fucking center and they get attacked by 10 people.
That's too much.
Those ones are exhausting, but I don't have to compete in them. They're just doing it, and I show it to them. It's the ground defense because I'm the ground defense guy. I teach everybody, and everybody's like, the minute they start seeing me do sweeps and
they want to do it too.
They're like, oh, I want to. Can I test you on this? Can I try this? And it's like it kills me to not being able to. It's like you being like, hey, bro, you want to go to the gym and lift some weights? Of course I want to.
Right.
But I can't. And it kills me. Side note. Well, I don't want to take away from part. Are you? What else do you have?
No, I can be done.
I don't want you to be done.
No, you're energized. You go. You were dead last episode. Have fun.
Yeah, I was. I was struggling.
Yeah. Yeah. Struggling like these nuts.
Oh, Jesus. So, where are you going? Where are you going, big guy? He ran away. I was about to tell him something exciting, and he just walked off. Oh, this is me talking, filling in blank space and air, and there's a movie I wanted to talk about, and then we can be done.
You're embarrassing me.
Have you
Yes.
heard things about the new Mario movie?
I've heard great things about it.
Oh, my God.
I've heard people lose their shit over it.
It is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
I haven't seen an animated movie that was that good in so long.
Baby girl said it was, not baby girl, but the girl from the bar, she said it was traditional to the old school Mario.
Bro, I'm telling you, like, anytime I would think in my head, are they going to add this? They added. Like, they added Mario Kart, right?
Yeah.
So there's a Mario Kart
Yeah, I saw the Rainbow
and I'm seeing it, I'm thinking, oh, in Mario Kart, when you drift, if you drift long enough, you boost. That's always been my thing. I'm thinking, Mario's got this tiny-ass little car, and DK's got this giant fucking tank with, like, boosters on the side, and he's talking shit the entire time. It's Seth Rogen. So it's funny, anytime you hear DK do something, you hear every time he does something, he bumps Mario and shit and starts talking shit. And so Mario's turning and he's drifting. And I'm thinking, I wonder if they're gonna add the boost. He drifts and then just boosts. I'm like, oh.
Nice. Yep.
They show him hitting the mushrooms, and it's funny because he's going through kind of like a tutorial on how to live in there because they advertise. They do what they should have done with Sonic. Yep. They advertise where Mario is a human, and it's from the old school Mario cartoon. He gets sucked down in a plumbing pipe, and pops up in the Toad Kingdom.
Oh, okay.
And Peach is obviously human, but then when she sees Mario for the first time and meets Toad, she's like, "You're human," and I'm like, they could have done that with Sonic. 100 times over, and just animated humans as humans, not bringing actual fucking humans.
Yeah, you should keep it CGI.
So you don't realize that Mario's actually naturally short. Because Peach is doing these drills, and she's doing like an American Ninja Warrior, saying, okay, if you want to go fight Bowser, Bowser has Luigi, because he just finished doing his Luigi Mansion thing, which they added in there out of nowhere. He gets chased by ghosts and fucking the bone skeletons and stuff. Bowser kidnaps him. He goes, yeah, I want to save my brother. And he goes, all right. She goes, we'll go through this drill. And he keeps just eating shit. And she goes, well, here, take this mushroom. He eats the mushroom and grows. And I'm like, oh! I always thought Mario was just this size. I forget that he eats the mushroom.
That's the original Nintendo. Yes.
So it was the original Nintendo. He hit one of the things, and you know how the flower comes up.
Yeah.
He doesn't get the flower power, but Peach takes it and starts chucking fireballs and gives it to Donkey Kong, so Donkey Kong can use it. And I'm thinking, okay, what other abilities does Mario get? So when Mario's fighting Donkey Kong, in the old Super Mario, spoiler alerts, I know, I'm sorry, but in the old Super Mario, the one where you would have to blow on the fucking cartridge and put it in the Nintendo 64, they didn't have the ability to put on the cape. So you could run on the cape and fly.
Yeah.
This one, if you got something, you could turn into a cat. You could turn into a raccoon where you would run, and you flap your tails and fly.
Yeah.
He gets the cat one and is able to fight against Donkey Kong because Donkey Kong's fucking him up. So when they start getting the powers, it turns into dude, it's just fucking crazy.
I will watch.
And then at the very end,
I know.
One of my coworkers that I was working with, the guy I was showing you that was dancing in the video, like he said he went with his kids. He goes, "Have you watched it at the Red Rock?" And I was like, "No." I was like, "We wouldn't watch it at the Orleans."
That's where we're gonna go.
The Red Rock, you pay extra for this.
Really?
You sit in the chairs, and the chairs imitate Mario Kart. I'm like, what do you mean? When Mario gets hit, you feel something push you in the back.
They got kickers in the seats.
When you get splashed, when Mario gets splashed, you get splashed. Air blows in your face. The seats
What?
move. They made it to match that. So I will, and I never go see movies twice in theaters. I will go see that movie twice in theaters with the girls so I can actually go watch it again.
I want that experience.
Yes, he told me, he goes, it's the best. He goes,
I want that.
You feel everything while you're watching the movie, and the whole movie is just so good.
Well, because we went to Red Rock to see Shazam 2, and we did the IMAX.
Yeah.
The sound in that theater, like, you felt the rumbling of every sound in your soul. You're just like, oh, shit.
Please.
I need that.
Go see that.
Okay.
If you go see it, I will go see it.
Well, because I want to take the little guy to see it, because obviously
Jen loved it. Jen
he
was
knows about new Mario.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, he's like, do you know about this? Do you know about Bowser? I'm like, bro, I've been playing this since before your mom was
Bowser,
born.
dude, was fucking hilarious. He's a fucking tank.
Normally, I don't like Seth Rogen.
There's a dope fight scene where it's like when he comes through. Well, yeah, Bowser is Jack Black.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a fucking part
Wait,
where
who's Seth Rogen?
Seth Rogen is Donkey Kong.
Oh, okay, I see what you
Seth
mean.
Rogen is Donkey Kong.
Yes,
I'm
down.
You can't even tell that Mario is Chris Pratt. You would never even fucking know.
I heard some voice sample. I'm like, he sounds fine.
He sounds fine. They run everything so cool.
Now, he doesn't sound like... Now, I mean, I thought Mario was racist back in the day.
There's an authentic... The OG Mario, the guy who used to do the voices for it, there's a part where him and his brother are showing their plumbing business, like in the human world, and there's a guy playing like a machine, and it's a Super Mario machine, but they pretend not to know that that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy that looks like a more human version of Mario, and he's talking to the brothers who are cartoon characters, and they're like, oh, it's we are the Mario brothers, and the guy turns around and he goes, no, you're saying it wrong, it's supposed to be like this, it's me, Mario, and then he turns, I'm like, I do like Leonardo DiCaprio, I'm like, that's the thing, yeah, it's cool, man. Anything that you think they're gonna hit on, they hit on. The movie 10 out of 10, and I'm super excited because Nintendo is doing this for a reason.
Oh, we're gonna get a number 2.
No. Think farther. They have Mario.
Yeah.
They have Sonic.
Yeah.
Who else are they gonna add? What's next?
I don't. Well, I mean, you said Donkey Kong was in the movie.
Donkey Kong is in the movie. Bowser's in the movie. Peach is in the music. You have multiple characters.
Yes.
You have Mario. You have Knuckles. You have Tails.
Super Smash Brothers.
They're gonna make a Smash.
Fuck me, no.
Because what's coming up next is they're making a Zelda. I cannot wait for that.
That will be gorgeous.
They're gonna make a Link one. It's gonna be action packed and everything.
No
like
live
that.
action, y'all. We got to stop with this
They're
live
gonna
action bullshit.
blend that Star Fox and they're gonna do a Samus Aran, and they're gonna blend that in with Star Fox, so that way you don't have to have multiple movies.
Who's Samus Aran?
Metroid Prime.
Oh,
Samus.
Samus.
Samus, the one that can charge with the blaster and go.
Baby girl.
Because those were the core characters in the first Nintendo ones. All that's left is Kirby. So that's Nintendo starting to. I read something about it. And Nintendo's trying to franchise. They're keeping everybody. Yeah, they're keeping everything else out. But if they implement those people, Star Fox is enough characters in there. Metroid's enough characters. King Dedede and Kirby,
awesome,
Link,
dude.
Sheik, and Princess Zelda. That's more than enough to put Smash together.
Leave me alone. Don't
I
do it.
can't wait.
Don't do it, because I've never been a Zelda fan. Lynn's played
always
Zelda,
been
and
a
I've
Link
watched
fan.
him play it.
Yes.
So like now I'm watching this girl on YouTube. Her name is Gab
The
Spolders.
next one's coming out.
She's playing Breath of the Wild.
Yeah,
and I didn't know anything about it.
Breath of the Wild is phenomenal.
But
that
I
was
guess Tears of the Kingdom
the
is
new
the
one.
next one.
The new one's coming out in a couple weeks. I'm telling you, I was trying to give myself time to not play video games.
No.
And then, you got me in Wild Hearts. I'm doubling back to that because I almost purchased the Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find out Dead Island 2 is coming out.
That's where you're the guy running around in the mall?
That's Dead Rising.
Okay.
Dead Island it's an open multiplayer.
Yeah, when you go to the resort
on
the island.
That one came out in 2006.
Yeah, I remember.
And they just came out with the second one that comes out on the 25th.
What?
Yes.
They remade it, or is it just number 2?
It's an extension. It's number 2. So that's a giant open world zombie game.
Damn.
Right after that is Diablo.
Yes.
In between that is Skyward. Really?
I tried Diablo. I tried.
Yeah.
I'm kind of over.
I just like the story.
I
think
prefer
it looks
side scrollers than top-down dungeon crawlers.
Top-down dungeon crawlers are rough.
Like what's that game where you're the little bug dude, and it's almost like it's like you die but you come back and you get like new shit to buy and you keep going through. Something Knights. It's like you're this little dude and you have this little like helmet, this whole white helmet thing. It's got horns.
Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight.
Yeah.
I would rather play something like that.
Hollow Knight's fun.
Where it's a side scroller as opposed to top down, and they're feeding me exposition as I'm playing the game. It's like I gotta stop.
Yeah.
Run through the dungeon. I gotta stop. Cutscene. Stop. Dungeon.
I need games that have a good story to them, and I need games that I know if I'm spending $70-something,
right,
you have to take up an immense amount of my time.
Yeah, don't give me
something that has don't give me something that gives me 18 hours of gameplay and then all of a sudden I'm fucking done.
Yes.
Like I need replayability, which RE4 will do, Wild Hearts will do, Diablo will do.
Well, it's like my godson came over just before you did, and he put God of War on my PS5.
That's what Ragnarok.
We played the opening scene, not that one, the first one.
Oh,
the first new one,
phenomenal.
It was amazing.
You have it for free,
but I hated it.
Really?
Yeah, because not hated it. Don't get me wrong. I love God of War. I love Kratos. What I mean is, I hated the gameplay where it feels like you're in a movie, and they're taking breaks to let you play a game, and then they take you back.
You
into the
want
movie.
Consistent combat,
right? It's like give me exposition and dialogue.
It's meant to immerse you in the story.
It is, but you might, like I said, they might as well just made a God of War movie.
Yeah,
because that's what the games feel like, and that's what a lot of games.
It gets
feel
farther
like.
into where I liked God of War because yes, the story's very enriching. You get really really wrapped up into it.
Yes.
But the God of War, it's always about the combat. The combat's so hard.
It is.
You
but
put
there's
it on
so
God
much
mode.
story in there now, like Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
It's so much cinematics.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and it's like you get a break in between cinematics. Okay, I'm going to play. Okay, I'll ignore the stupid unnecessary fucking tutorials. Even though they're annoying, and I'm getting into it, and here's another fucking cinematic.
You know what was, like I said, so Breath of the Wild, when I played it, because it sucks is that it's just on a Switch.
Yeah.
Which I have a Switch, which is great, but I want to play it on a console. It reminds me of Skyrim. It's just a giant open world.
Yeah.
Massive.
You're doing the same thing.
I never finished it.
It feels like Elden Ring. Honestly,
yes.
It feels like Elden Ring. You're just running around, finding random stuff, and there's a linear path you can follow, but then there's this big open world. And Wild Hearts kind of does it too, where it's annoying with the cinematics. It's like I didn't need a full cinematic for 2 sentences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you just.
What always happened to me is like once it dropped me in the village, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to go over here and do random middle quests. And
Right.
It's like I have to do
talk
this.
to this person.
And then it becomes repetitive because each monster is I have to track them. I wound them enough, they run away. I chase after them. Most of the fights I can't even defeat them by myself.
It's only fun if you do multiplayer.
Yeah, you have to play with multiplayer.
You know what I mean? So that's what it's like. But when you were playing, what was that game back in the day? Your ship was called the Andromeda.
Andromeda.
It wasn't Far Cry. You're in space. You're named Shepard.
I never played that. I know what you're talking about.
You didn't play that?
Shepard. That's boy.
I know.
People are probably killing us.
I know.
Shit. It was a big game for a while. They came out with 3 of them, but that was one I never played.
I thought you played it.
I know what you're talking about.
But games like that where you're where the conversation is interactive, and I don't feel like I'm just a passenger along for the ride. That I can get behind when I have like a cinematic and I have to respond a specific way or make certain decisions. And it's like, oh, so and so will remember that.
Mass Effect. Yeah, I literally Googled in video games in space, and it gave me everything else: Dead Space, Outer Worlds, and then Mass Effect pops up.
Yeah, so like that interactive dialogue, I'm cool with that. But like I was saying, like with God of War, it's just you're watching the cinematic. They drop you into the game. They give you some tutorial, and then you're just fighting to the next cinematic. That's a me thing, and that's just because, like I said, I've seen games go a different direction. Like when we play Legend of Dragoon or Xenogears.
Oh yeah, those were different turn-based.
You didn't have a lot of cinematics. They saved that for like A, it was expensive. It took a toll on the memory. But B, it hit differently. You have the cinematic at the beginning, maybe one in the middle, and maybe one at the end, and those were usually transitions between the discs. You would get a cinematic, and it's like, okay, switch to disc 2, switch to disc 3.
Oh my god, I remember.
You were involved in it.
I remember that.
You know what I mean? Everything wasn't a cutscene, so that's me.
What other games do you have looking forward to now? Just to wrap this up.
Honestly, I don't.
For the rest of the year.
That I'm looking forward to, I don't have any. I'm no longer a gamer like I used to be.
Same. It's rare. Like this year, there are more to come. But I had my PS5 since last year. I've maybe purchased 2 games.
Right.
Life gets in the way where it's like, if I can play, I will play. If I have time, but once I start, I don't start.
And that's
stop
the thing.
until I start.
I want to play with people. I want to do more co-op stuff.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, Wild Hearts is cool. I customized my PS5. Lynn didn't even recognize it when he walked in.
I didn't know what the fuck it was when I walked in. It looks like a spaceship.
It looks like he said, it looks like an Alienware computer.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's the biggest thing. I was like, Sony, why didn't you just make it like with all these options to begin with?
It costs them
You
money.
could have sold it for $600, and everybody would be like, okay.
It's the fact that you can even buy them now. It's like I had to hunt for mines.
Yeah, and I
And
just
then
went
now
on
you're the
Amazon.
third person that told me that they just bought it from somewhere. They
Yeah,
went to
just went
Walmart
on
and picked it up.
Amazon.
I'm
It's
like,
like,
fuck off. All right.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. You know, guys, this is us having personal episodes, and I don't mind it personally.
No, it
We
feels
try
good.
to find events to talk about. If it's something cool, if not, we're gonna make it personal, and that's just what we like to do. We're working on the videos. We promise they'll be here soon. We do what we can. What we got. Other than that, check us out on all of our social media. Links will be in the descriptions below. If you're on Patreon, enjoy the full episode. If you're on YouTube, you're going to have to wait till I upload part 2 in the full episode later on down the road. So you might want to, go check out our Patreon.
Please.
If you want first dibs.
It's
We got
cheap.
merch in this He's house. Me and my fiance are starting a business. I wrote a book. It's on Amazon. Lynn's Mr. Potato Head. I'm D. We're Project Airwaves. Keep your head in the clouds.
And keep your feet on the ground, always moving
Thank
forward.
you so much for your time, attention, and patience. We love you. We will see you in the next episode. You did so good.
Real good.
Chef's kiss. Bye-bye.
Blah.